I really hate studying. I'm sure you do too, but I still get good grades, mostly A's and maybe 1 or 2 B's in the classes I don't like. And you can too, if you know the specific strategies that I'll show you in this video to take proper notes. Guys, I know it's been a while and since I was gone, Starbucks already got their Christmas cups out. So if you're new here, I just want to tell you who I am. My name is Hafu, and through my Campus Crawl series, I was fortunate enough to interview dozens of Ivy League students from Harvard and Stanford and MIT and schools like that for study strategies. And I've been applying a lot of those strategies in my own life, so I'm gonna share with you my experiences. All right, let's jump into first, why do you need to take notes? Because I'm lazy. I don't want to write. Just think, how many times have you watched a YouTube video exactly like this one and not remember a single thing I said after like 10 minutes? I mean, I'm guilty of that too. So scientific research has shown that by handwriting notes, it improves your recall. So you're actually saving studying time by taking notes in class. So now we know why notes are important. I'm gonna cover 3 techniques in this video. First, I'll start off with the hierarchy method, and then second, I'm gonna show you what I coined as the bonding method. And thirdly, I'm gonna show you some technologies and techniques you can use to save time if you're lazy like me. All right, let's jump. What are you doing? You are so late. Sorry. Go sit your ass down. And you know what? Today, you're gonna go take notes for them and give it to them as an email handout. Okay, I'll go take some really good notes. All right? Okay, let's jump right into it. The number one mistake you're probably making while taking notes is when the teacher is talking, you're probably sitting there so frantically scribbling down everything the teacher is saying that you don't even have time to process what he is saying, and you're too busy writing to actually internalize the knowledge. Don't write down everything, but what do you actually write then? You write down the main points, the key words, and your own bonds, which I'll talk about later. I think it's important to remember this. You use your notes not as a complete resource, but instead as a supplementary resource to the lecture slides, to the class readings, and to any handouts that the teacher is giving you. You review all of those at the same time instead of only your notes. So that will give you the freedom to say, okay, I don't need to write down everything because I have most of the stuff right in front of me, which I can refer back to anytime. Notes are like the pearls to your bubble tea, not the bubble tea itself. Think about that one. The first note-taking technique is what is called the hierarchy method. You're probably doing this, but you don't know you're doing this. Basically, it's just you're writing your notes in hierarchy of importance. Basically, main point over here, and think about it as if you're writing in Word document. The second would be you make an indent, and then that would be the definition of the main point, or it could be associations with the main point. This is just a really simple, easy, intuitive way to organize your notes. But there are some nuances you can implement to make it more effective. Another really useful thing I do use is the numbering system. I like to write steps because they're really easy to remember. You know those BuzzFeed lists? It's like 7 steps to achieve a straight A without studying. Our brains are wired to love organization, so making numbered lists really helps you remember everything on that list. And the other thing is, you can make acronyms. I really do this a lot. And I make really weird acronyms. Like so weird I probably would get flagged if I said them. But because they're so weird, I remember them. So make your own acronyms. That will help you memorize too. Alright, this next technique, which I'm gonna call the bonding method. I haven't seen it anywhere on YouTube. And I'm gonna say I came up with it because I don't think any of my friends use this technique. The bonding method is probably my secret sauce for not having to study as hard as my friends and still get good grades. So what is the bonding technique? While you're taking notes, you make mental bonds or connections with the course material that apply to things in your real life. That might sound a little bit confusing, so I'm just going to give you an example in one of my courses. So I took a course called Brand Management, and this was one of my favorite courses because I was able to apply everything in this course. And while I was taking notes in the class, I was making mental bonds with my YouTube channel. Every single thing he said, I was like, oh, I can apply that to this part of my YouTube, I can apply that to the video or how I present myself. So that really allowed me to remember the course material, because the more bonds you make with a certain topic, the better it will stick into your mind. It's kind of like a spider web, right? You start with a spider, and if you make one bond, that's a flimsy web. You're not going to catch anything. You make another, you make another. Eventually, it will be so strong that it just sticks in your mind, right? You're trying to catch the knowledge. You're trying to make the knowledge stick. And the more bonds you make, the better and the stickier the information is. So that's what I call the bonding technique, and literally use this in every single class. And remember how I mentioned I got B's in some classes? That's probably because I didn't apply the bonding technique, because I really hated some of those classes. They were so boring to me that I kind of just tended to zone out and didn't find any connection to my own life. So that speaks to the importance of applying this one. At this point of the video, if you learn and apply the hierarchy method plus the bonding method, it's gonna be almost everything you need to take good notes and to internalize the information while you're in class instead of studying for hours and hours afterwards. But there are a couple hacks that I use in order to save me more time, and sometimes, when you're feeling a little bit lazy, like those mornings when you don't feel like getting out of bed but you still have to make it to class for participation, those mornings you can use these hacks to save you some effort. For some of my classes, I get lecture slides before the class starts. And this is probably like only 2 out of 5 classes per semester that the teacher does this. Before the lecture starts, you need to download the slides onto your computer. And literally when the teacher is talking, write on the slides itself. This is going to save you a lot of time because you have most of the information, like 80% of the information is already there, so you're only adding extra annotations and stuff, which won't take you that much time. Also, this is good when you want to review because you have everything on your computer. But there is one issue with this, and it's that most of these slides come in PDF, so it's a little bit hard to write on the actual PDF because most PDF readers don't allow you to actually edit the PDF. That's why today's sponsor, Wondershare, and their product PDF Element is going to be the perfect solution for you if you want to take notes on your computer. And it's what I use too. So their slogan is PDF Experience Simplified. Wow. And they literally do that because editing a PDF on PDF Element is literally like editing a Word document like never before. Oh my God, if you try to edit a PDF, you know how hard it is. You have to like search up convert PDF to Word online, and then like most of the formatting is gonna be messed up, and then you try to type in the words and then you have to convert it back. No, but with PDF Element, you can literally click on the PDF itself and keep the original font and the format. Also, if you're looking to convert PDF to Word or Word to PDF or a bunch of other files, you can do that all within this software. They also have a really cool function called the OCR function. And I made use of this function in my K-pop class because my teachers scanned all the pre-readings. And in a scanned file, you usually can't do Control Find. But with PDF Element, you're able to do that because it converts it into text. Let me tell you a secret. When the teacher was asking questions in class, I would secretly control find her question, and I would instantly be able to find the answer. No one else was able to do that, but I was. So the teacher thought I was the only one who did the reading, but I didn't. If you're a student and you want to save time on taking notes or on your assignments, then PDF Element is for you. Sign up using the link in the description below. And today, you're gonna get a 70% off discount. So go sign up before the promotion ends. And lastly, let's review our notes for this video together, because I'm gonna show you how I applied every single technique that I told you. So basically, I always write the lecture title at the top, and I just did this for myself. You don't really need to write this down, but it's important to remind yourself of the why. Right here is an overview of the whole class. I really like how the teacher said that, because now I know what to expect and what to write for the rest of my notes. And this is just a main point I wanted to stress, is the biggest mistake is writing word for word and then what to do instead. So I organized the 3 different methods by the hierarchy method. And right here, instead of writing exactly what the teacher said, I basically used what he said to illustrate the point. And I made my own bond over here too. And I really liked the metaphor Hafu gave, so I basically just drew that out here. And I just put 2 more supporting points right here. And lastly, it's a time-saving hacks. This one is more short form, so I wrote it using the numbering system. So the first one would be writing on the lecture slides themselves. And then 2 is to download PDF Element by Wondershare so I can save time. And if you get it right now, you can get 70% off. So click the link in the description. And lastly, I just wanted to do a little review over here. So it's almost like an equation, and that makes it a lot easier to remember. Study less, get better grades, equal happy. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow me on Instagram. Peace out.